Hey y'all, welcome to the kitchen. You guys know I love football, I love game day, and I especially love Super Bowl weekend, even if my team is not playing. But sometimes maybe we don't want the heavy, greasy food that comes with the game day menu and leaves us sluggish before even halftime. I got you, because today I'm showing you how to make my famous Super Bowl sliders. Today I'll show you how to make 3 easy, flavorful, and guilt-free sliders that will tantalize your taste buds and keep your energy high so you don't end up in a food coma before halftime. So whether you show up ready for the game, the snacks, or you're just waiting for the halftime show, these Super Bowl sliders are gonna be the MVP of the day. Let's get started, let's get cooking. Hello beautiful, I'm Angel and welcome to The Beauty of Aging, a channel for every 50-plus-year-old woman who's unapologetically growing bolder. On this channel we discuss silver gray hair, wellness, lifestyle, fashion, frankly, whatever we want to. But today, we're talking about Super Bowl food. Y'all know I'm from New Orleans, so 1, I love to eat. 2, I am trying to get over the fact that y'all are coming to our city for Super Bowl, and we are actually not playing in the Super Bowl, but that is okay. We are used to hosting the Super Bowl. If we don't know how to do anything else, we know how to be a good party host. So, all you Chiefs and Eagles fans, come enjoy the city. We'll let you have fun in our house for a little while, but leave things like you found them, and we'll see you next time. Okay, now that I've gotten that off my chest, let's get ready for our slider number 1. Slider number 1 is so easy, you don't even have to cook. We're gonna start with some salmon and cucumber sliders. We're gonna let the grocery store do all the work for us. So we're gonna start with some cucumbers that I've already sliced very thinly. Smoked salmon, kudos to HEB for the Cajun style. Just a little something extra. This is for all your seafood lovers, so you get to offer a little something from the sea without standing over a hot stove. By the way, this is not sponsored by HEB, but it could be. Holla at your girl. Now, smoked salmon comes in a lot of different varieties. Truth be told, I'm actually not a salmon girl, but I do like smoked salmon. For sliders, you can buy slider buns. Actually, asked my husband to pick up some slider buns from the store, and he actually came back with dinner rolls. But it's okay, because this is the right type of bread. This is the Hawaiian bread, so it's a little sweet, as you know, and we're gonna make it do what it do. Also, any good sandwich, whether we're talking about a po' boy, a club sandwich, or a slider, toast your bread just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. So we're gonna turn that on. Now, in addition to the cucumber, the smoked salmon, let me take this out so you can see it. And even though it says Cajun style, it's not hot. It just tastes good. So you can see how beautiful that is. That's gorgeous. And we're also gonna have just some regular cream cheese. Make sure you leave that out so it can slices. I'm just going to cut them like this and then just gently lift them. They're about, let's see, 1, 2, they're like 5 or 6 slices here. And you just need a little bit. Remember, these are little sliders. This is so good. Here, so good. We're going to spread a little cream cheese on there, as little or as much as you like. Of course, the cook has to have one, of course. So as little as much as you like. And then we're gonna top that with cucumber slices. You want them pretty thin. And then we're gonna take our salmon, just fold that on there like that. And then we'll take another piece. Very good. And then I'll just take that part right there. And then we can put a little bit more cream cheese on that side so the bread doesn't come sliding off. And there you go. That's it. Oh, that one was upside down. And that's it. How easy was that? Salmon, cucumber, and cream cheese on a toasted Hawaiian dinner roll, wink, wink, or slider bun. Very refreshing. You still get that, scratch that seafood itch, but it's so light. So be careful, because you could possibly eat 6. I'm just saying. So let's see. I could probably use a little bit of hot sauce on mine, but that's just me. That took less than 5 minutes. So I'm gonna fill out this tray, and then we'll get back to our next slider. Now on to our next burger. As you know, portobello mushrooms are often used as a replacement for a burger because they can grow very large. For this slider, we're using baby bellas, which is simply a smaller version of a portobello mushroom. Now, previously, I washed these mushrooms, I scored them, and then I marinated them in soy sauce and liquid smoke. Soy sauce, liquid smoke, and paprika really provide that smokiness, that umami flavor that we're accustomed to when we use meat to season our food. And so I use them all the time. So here are the portobello mushrooms. Like I said, I previously scored them because then when I put them in that marinade, I really wanted it to soak it all in. Now I'm gonna sprinkle on some paprika. Okay, so I'm gonna turn these over in the marinade. Oh, this looks so good. Look at this. I'm gonna show it. Oops, slippery. These look great. Look at that. You see? Because I scored it. Now all those seasonings, all that liquid smoke and soy sauce is down in there. And I'm gonna grill them just for a very, very short period of time. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of smoked paprika on there. I'm not gonna do salt because the soy sauce has a lot of salt in it. I'm using a grill skillet because I want to get some grill marks on there, but you can use a regular skillet for that. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil on the mushrooms as well as in the skillet. I don't want it to stick, so I'm just gonna brush a little olive oil in there. We're using the exact same type of buns that we use for the smoked salmon and cucumber sandwiches. We'll also have some cheese for those who, want to get that cheeseburger vibe. And an extra little secret kick that I like to add to my portobello mushroom burgers or sliders, and we'll put that on at the end. Okay, so our skillet grill is hot. These are mushrooms which you can eat raw. Clearly they don't need very long to cook. And remember, I brushed them with olive oil and I also brushed the skillet with olive oil as well. We're gonna start with the bottom first. Keep that marinade close by so we can just brush that on top. Mushrooms have a lot of water in them, and so you definitely don't want to overcook it because you want a juicy burger, right? Does that not look great? If you were in my house right now, you would think I just cooked top sirloin hamburgers because that liquid smoke is everything. So let's assemble our portobello mushroom burgers. We're going to do everything we did before. We toasted the buns. And for your cheeseburger lovers, we got cheese. We've got some extra sharp New York cheddar. And if you really, really, really want your portobello mushroom burger game, some caramelized onions, I'm just saying. I would put the mayonnaise and mustard on the side. Frankly, I don't really think you need it for this. We're going to assemble our mushroom, put that right there. And remember I told you I had a little extra some cilantro instead of the traditional lettuce, just 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4. Depends on how much you like cilantro, right? Leaves on the burger, and that's it. Portobello mushroom cheeseburger. Your hamburger lovers, I'm not gonna say they're not gonna know the difference, but I am saying their burger itch will be scratched with this one. There is somebody in my house looking over my shoulder.
What's going on, you guys? I'm in town to check in on my prized pupil, see what she's got whipped up in the kitchen. Let me, all right, what we got here?
That's the portobello. Ladies and gentlemen, my son, Keith. He's also my business partner. Occasional pain in the butt.
This is good.
Yeah, I know. Wait, we'll trace the other one. There's another one. Now, no, let's see. This is another one. That's the first one. This is, I'm not gonna tell you what it is, just try it.
Looks like salmon something.
Hey, it's lighter, but it's good. Well, I guess you're on your way out. Okay, well, you'll have to try the third one when you get back.
No, I'll try it if it's ready.
It's not ready. You literally walked into the middle of my vlog. Well, I guess the portobello cheeseburger topped with cilantro and roasted onions is working. He was taught to use utensils, but
This is a finger food. What do you, we want to cut it with a fork and a knife?
no, you literally put your fingers in the onion.
My hands are clean. Look at it. Like they've been freshly manicured. Say I'm wrong. I'm not wrong.
Home training, out the door, no matter how old. Son, I'm so happy you like it. Like, it's literally finger licking good. But I need to get on and continue with my next and final burger. Thank you. Appreciate it. Are you looking for a paper towel? At some point, I was going to introduce you to my son/business partner, but there you go.
It's a pleasure. Food's really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get another one. You said I could eat them all.
Did I thought I was going to have like some for, B-roll? So just leave me at least one.
Oh,
you
no.
do not stick
No.
your finger back in there. No. But for real, you can go. Here. I have to wipe all this. Now I gotta, okay. All right. If you're a boy mom, you understand.
This is really good.
Thank you, son. Goodbye again. On to our next burger. One of my favorite, all of these are my favorite, but this next one is my favorite. And you can use a lot of things that you already have in the house.
That's really good.
Yeah, I know I can cook. Okay, now back to our regularly scheduled program. So, black bean burgers. Again, the reason I love this particular recipe is because you can use, outside of the black beans, you can use almost anything else you have in the refrigerator. So we're gonna start, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Of course, I'm gonna start with black beans. Whenever I make beans, I always cook a whole pound, which is a lot for 2 people. And then I freeze portions in these takeout containers, and so I can use it for different things. So we're gonna start by dumping our beans in there. And honestly, I'm not sure why black beans are the beans we always use for burgers. Actually, any bean would work. I've actually done it with red beans. I eat a lot of beans, and sometimes I just want to have them in a different way. And that's another reason why I always break them down and freeze them in those smaller containers. Okay, so we've dumped the black beans in there. Now we're going to add more caramelized onions, not the previous ones. I knew I was going to have 2 recipes that need caramelized onions. Now these beans I cooked, they were fresh beans, so they are seasoned, but because we're adding binding agents that are not seasoned, we still have to add additional seasoning to our black bean burgers. And so for a binding, this is where the flexibility comes in. I happen to have had wild rice, but you can use quinoa, you can use brown rice, but you need a starch and a starchy grain to bind the beans together. The other great thing about this is everything is already cooked, so you can taste along the way, add various seasonings. I'm definitely going to add some paprika because I want that smoky flavor. I'm also going to add a little bit of liquid smoke. I always say that's my secret sauce, literally. Meatless meal, especially a meal that you're accustomed to having like a smoky meat with. Oh, it smells so good. It's still, if you look at it, it's still not really like burger consistency. So I will add, and I just kind of really eyeball it until I get the consistency that I want. So I'm gonna start with 3 heaping teaspoons of oat flour. This is just oatmeal that I put in my bullet and let it grind to a flour. And I use that for my pancakes when I want pancakes in the morning. Also, you can add a few whole oats as well because that also adds some texture. So now it is getting more solid, but I want it to be a little bit firmer. And also, if you notice, I did not smash the beans up because I don't like it when it's just all one mushy patty. You do want to have a little bit of texture in there. Mash it just a little bit to release some of the starch in the beans, but not that much. I'm going to add a little bit more oat flour, 1 more heaping teaspoon. And then we're going to taste it. And just in that short period of time, it has started to firm up. That's good. I think I'm a little bit more paprika. Not so much for heat. I don't particularly find paprika hot. It's more of the flavoring. Second thought, it could use a little bit more salt. Is my Dawn specialty seasoning from Lafayette, Louisiana. Checked because someone asked me in a previous vlog. They do have an online source. I got some in my throat. They do have an online store, but for whatever reason, they don't sell the seasoning on their online stores. Tony Chachere's is it's an acceptable substitute. I would just say use less. I use less Tony Chachere's than I do Dawn's because I find it has more salt in it. Don't be real heavy-handed with the Tony Chachere's. Oh, I knew it was something else I was forgetting. I had it under here. I chopped up some cilantro and parsley. And if you're thinking, man, that's a lot of stuff. Yes, because it's gotta have flavor. One of the reasons people don't like plant-based burgers is because they don't have flavor. And another thing they don't have is fat. Because vegetables, we don't have avocados in here, but vegetables don't have fat. So that's another problem with a lot of plant-based burgers. They're dry. It's gonna add like a tablespoon of olive oil, and then we're gonna mix that up. So that's going to keep it moist. I think I'm gonna put one more. Don't worry, y'all, there's gonna be a recipe in the description. There's so many things that I cook often and I eyeball them, but I will have a full-fledged recipe in the description. So let's get these burgers ready. Now, one thing I found helpful when cooking black bean burgers is to let them refrigerate for a while. And so what I'm gonna do, I just tore off some plastic wrap and put it on a cutting board. And then we're going to make our burgers. So I'll just take a little spoonful, or however big your bun is, and put that on the plastic. These are going to be hanging off that little bitty bun. Okay, y'all, here are the black bean burgers. I'm going to put those in the refrigerator. I would say at least 15 or 20 minutes. If you're in a really big hurry, you can put them in the freezer for 5. Another thing to remember about these burgers when you're sizing your patties, because this is not meat, there's no fat to cook out and reduce the size. So the size that you make your patties, that's the size the black bean burger is gonna be. So keep that in mind if you have teeny weeny buns like I have right now. But we'll do better Super Bowl Sunday. Let's put these in the fridge. Okay, so we got our, whoops, that was not supposed to happen. Got our black bean burgers out of the fridge very briefly. Cook them in a little bit of olive oil, not a lot. The olive oil is really not to keep it from sticking. It's again to infuse just a little bit of fat to make that black bean burger juicy like a meat burger would be. All of the ingredients are cooked, so we're really not cooking them. We're just heating them all the way through. Okay, let's fry these burgers up. Okay, guys, we're back to assemble our third and final great tasting, nutritious, healthy, guilt-free slider, and that's our black bean burger. Now, here's our final black beans. As you know, the buns are small, so that last batch I had to make a little bit smaller, but I feel like they're still gonna be hanging off the bun. But let's go for it. Of all the sliders that we've made, I think this one handles the traditional fixins or sides that we typically put on our hamburger. So I'm gonna start with a teeny bit of mayo, so I don't like a whole lot. And then I've got Dijon mustard and Creole mustard. We're gonna go in with a little bit of Creole mustard. What's the difference? Creole mustard is heartier. Dijon mustard is very smooth. Creole mustard is a little bit coarser, so that's the big difference. So now we're gonna go with the cheese. I love cilantro on my burger. And then I'm also going to, I'm gonna put my burger on. It's gonna be so big, oh my gosh. Make sure you get the right size slider buns for your sliders, boo. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a couple of pickles, because I do like pickles on my hamburger. Tomatoes, I can take it or leave it. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be good and messy. Okay guys, here goes. Toasted the bun just like all the others. Oh my goodness, okay. I'm gonna take a bite, but I'm gonna move everything because I feel like there's gonna be spillage. Very good. I'm not gonna tell you it tastes like chicken. But it is a hearty, hearty sandwich. Okay, y'all, that's it. My simple, easy, healthy but delicious Super Bowl sliders. We started with something light that you didn't even have to cook. Salmon, cucumber, and cream cheese. And then what's left of the Portobello mushroom burger. Apparently it was very good. And then finally, our black bean and wild rice burger. Regardless of who you're rooting for this week, have a fantastic Super Bowl weekend. Whether you're here for the game, the snacks, or halftime, these delicious and healthy Super Bowl sliders will fit any menu. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of The Beauty of Aging. I appreciate you watching, sharing, commenting. And remember, this platform is for you, so keep those comments and recommendations coming. I'll see you next time in the DMs. And of course, don't forget to join me every Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern for Coffee with Angel, where I stream live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. A quick community check-in, 20 to 30 minutes, just enough time to enjoy your favorite morning brew. We talk about everything from silver hair care, fitness, wellness, lifestyle topics, and anything else of interest to the woman who is growing bolder. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you Friday for Coffee with Angel and the next time on The Beauty of Aging. Bye.